Am I the a-hole for not standing up for my sister against my evil stepmother and dad for being uninvited from her wedding? For some context, I-25F is the second oldest girl out of 5 siblings. Samesies, queen. My oldest sister is my biological sister, and she is 26F. We have 3 younger sisters who are half-sisters. 2 of those sisters are from my mom and her current marriage, and the youngest is the sibling my father had with his new wife. I will keep their ages out of it as they are minors and don't play a huge role in this decision. Our parents have been divorced for over 15 years, and is constantly brought up from my father that, in the divorce, he chose to support my oldest sister, 26F, and my mother chose me to support, which has been confirmed not true. My whole life, I have been told that I support your sister and your mother is supposed to support you. I don't like that. What is this, the freaking parent trap? In every decision, I don't ask him for money, but more mental support than anything. My father ended up marrying my bio mom's best friend after the divorce was finalized. Was it an affair? I have never had a good relationship with her. And my mother married my dad's friend. This will all make more sense later. Just a love square. I have always had a rocky relationship with my father due to all of their decisions and mainly because I have never felt like he cared enough for me. For example, my stepmother made me take a photo of all of them without me in it and hung it up in the house. That's messed up. Are you serious? It's not okay to ice out the other kids. When you marry someone that also has kids from a prior relationship, those kids become your kids. It's not just the partner that you're getting, it's also the children. My mother and I have a very strong relationship, and she has always been supportive in me trying to have one with my dad despite all the nasty things him and my stepmother have said or done to me. Fast forward, I have stayed in contact with my father, but not much. The occasional holidays and birthdays. Well, I found out I was pregnant in September of 2024 and decided I wanted to share the news with my father since I am the first person out of all the siblings to have a child. Half of them are minors, but you get the point. At first, he was absolutely thrilled and was over the moon. I stayed in contact with him, but every time I called his phone, my evil stepmother would pick up and only show herself as I spoke with him in the distance. She jelly that you were getting attention? I ignored it because she has always been controlling like that, but I started getting super sick from the pregnancy and wanted to let my dad know. Fast forward, we found out why I was getting sick and called my dad to let him know everything went well and we got it handled. He stated that's great, and my stepmother kept getting irritated because I kept calling him and would try to come up with an excuse to rush him off the phone. I caught the vibe and only called him on the important stuff like the gender. After finding out the gender, my older sister joined the call to discuss her graduation from college. They were going to fly down and see all of us hanging out. After that, my stepmother freaked out because she doesn't want to see my mother, and she called my sister with my father cussing her out because my sister suggested that we all hang out, go to lunch after the graduation, and chill at an Airbnb with games and friends and family. Well, my sister decided to put us all in a group chat to discuss the plans and where to go for the graduation ceremony, and my stepmother stated she canceled my father and her ticket due to her and him being uncomfortable around my mother and my stepfather. I'm really interested in what the backstory is between the 4 of them. At the same time, it sucks that you and your sister are getting mixed into the middle. My mom and stepdad stayed quiet until she called my other 2 siblings, children. I don't care who it is, that's not okay. You don't insult the kids because you have issues with the parents. That's not okay. That's when my mother and I started to clap back, stating that it was disrespectful and that they were children. Enough said. My stepmother started to come at me 20 weeks pregnant, saying that they grunt every time I call and how big of a B I am for calling them selfish because they couldn't put their differences aside for my sister. After having enough, I told my dad that I would stop communicating with him since they grunt so much and that my stepfather treated me more like a daughter than he does. He told me to F myself, and I said ditto. Good. Ditto. I have yet to this day spoke to my dad. Probably not the worst decision to cut that relationship off, honestly, especially if he tolerates the behavior of your stepmother. That's not okay. Fast forward again a couple months, I got married in secret and I delivered my baby, and my sister got engaged in Germany. She asked me to be her matron of honor, and I said yes. After coming home and settling down, she stated she wanted my dad to walk her down the aisle. I personally knew this was a bad decision, but I'm not going to ruin her day and supported her in her decision. She called my dad and told him about the engagement and asked him to walk her down the aisle with my stepdad. My dad said yes, and my stepmother was pissed off. This lady, what is her problem? My stepmother stated she was not going and that my youngest sibling would not be attending the wedding. My sister was devastated, but told my stepmother she respects her decision for not going and left it at that. Your stepmom is a witch, isn't she? And not in a good way. She sent the wedding invitations out and sent one just addressed to my father. My father calls asking her to put my stepmother's name on the invitation since that is his wife. But she didn't want to go. She said she didn't want to go, so why bother? Is it like an image thing? Has to feel included with how wonderful she's been. Oh, this lady bugs me. My sister stated that she was told she was not attending and removed her from the guest list altogether. My sister's wedding venue isn't allowing more than 50 guests, so my sister took the no seriously and offered the 2 spots to the other family and friends. Interesting how that happens, huh, stepmom? My stepmother starts screaming at her, calling her a bad sister, and telling her how horrible of a person she is for not letting her come, and my sister stood her ground but was obviously distraught of all the horrible things said to her. Oh yeah, because she was supported the entire time growing up, right? Because you were supported by your mom, but she was supported by your dad and the stepmom. So this is probably quite the mental load for her going through this. I remained silent. After weeks of them fighting, my father gave her an ultimatum, stating if she doesn't come, then he isn't going. Cut him off. Cut him off. My sister is in absolute tears and is upset because she did not back down in her decision. Am I the a-hole for still staying silent and not breaking my no contact with my father to stand up for my oldest sister in her wedding after everything they said to her? Let's see what Reddit says on this one. Not the a-hole, but you can support your sister without breaking no contact. This is true. Have you tried talking to her, or maybe even just like showing her like, hey, I'm here to listen, like if you need to talk about it, because you kind of understand what she's going through in this regard. So maybe she just needs to know that you're in her corner, even though you might not want to necessarily talk to your dad and your stepmom. Why do you need to stand up for her? They don't give a S what you think, so why put in your 2 cents? Don't get me wrong, I would have a lot to say and I'd want to defend my sister, but is she really that shocked that this is happening? Maybe she needed her fairy tale to end. If she isn't worried about you not defending her, I'd continue to keep my mouth shut. P.S. Your dad is also a POS. I agree. I don't think the point is for you to get involved. I think you can back her up by talking to her and communicating with her that you're there for her if she needs it, without necessarily breaking no contact with your dad and stepmom, because you also have to keep your boundaries and you don't want to put your peace at risk as well. And I agree, maybe this is a lesson that your sister needed to learn, to understand that this is how they treat people that do not accommodate to what they want. Not the a-hole. I hope you and your sister are able to keep a strong relationship through this, and don't be afraid to cut off family members or anyone in your life that treats you this way. This is not okay, but I hope that she ends up having a beautiful wedding, and congratulations on your little family.